second video of the day. Alright. DC Comics. My favorite. Marvel's my favorite too, but, you know, between the two of them, I prefer DC just because of the guy on the wall in the back there. Alright, I'm not gonna say I know anything. Nobody at DC is calling me to give me inside information, you know, and it's getting absurd some of the videos you see where people are acting like they're in the know and they're guessing just like me and you. Alright. They say, quote unquote, there's $1 billion to be divvied up between all the comic book companies. DC has a share, Marvel has a share. They're the two biggest ones in shares. Alright. I read a lot of DC books. They're not always good, but they're not always bad. Same thing could be said for Marvel. Depends on your taste. And like I said, I always said, when you read a book, the mood you're in when you read it, how you absorb it, the art, all that good stuff, it all combines into a good book. Alright. I cannot see them folding the company or that division of that company up because that would be really dumb. But stranger things have happened. It doesn't make any sense from a business point of view. I think they're getting rid of a lot of the dead weight. The people who had cushy jobs. Alright? Cushy jobs, generally, sooner or later, they come to an end. Alright? Whatever, the scandal that was going on, where people were putting up with things and they were letting things happen under their watch. I think if you fall into that price range, you're done, no matter if you were involved directly or not. I think they're cleaning house. I know that 5G crap was derailed. Thank you. I was very happy to see that. I don't want to see old Batman. That does not have no appeal. I'd like to see more stuff like Mr. Miracle. I'd like to see more stuff like Adam Strange. I'd like to see all those characters brought up. I don't think they were doing a good job in promoting all the characters that they have. Marvel, I think, is finally getting the drift of that, where it's not always Spider-Man, but it's not always necessarily X-Men. Trouble with Marvel is they always, they'll bring Hickman in to fix the title. He fixes it. As soon as he leaves, they tank it again. Not sure I understand the logic there, but if all your books are good and quality, regardless if it's coming to an end of a run or not, I think you owe it to your fan to put the best material out there that they can buy. Say somebody's invested their time and their money and their energy on some of these books, which a lot of us have. You don't say thank you to your readership by tanking the title on purpose so you can cancel it, or all of a sudden you don't care. Alright? It's unfortunate that DC Comics right now, thanks to the news videos that you see out there, they're painting DC Comics to look like the New York Mets, the way the New York Mets are run. See? Alright? You wonder how people got rich. You got to really scratch your head on how did they ever get the money they have to do what they do. I don't know. But you got 3 real huge icons in merchandising in Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. I doubt very seriously they're going to throw that ability under the bus, because you got to remember, the comics are the gateway into the hobby. All right, to the fanship, to the when you follow. So to tank those titles and just discard them like they're nothing would be dumb. Not saying it's not what they're going to do, because they could do it. You never know. But it would really be absurd. I think there are too many chiefs at some of these companies, not enough Indians. For all the editors that I've seen, there's a lot of bad books slipping through these editors. A lot of bad books. All right, goes for both companies. If the editors aren't doing a job, or if they got themselves involved in something, or they let something happen under their watch and they didn't do anything to stop it, don't you think they deserve to go? Now, if you really think about it, a lot of companies, when they buy out another company, they start selectively getting rid of dead weight or liabilities. All right, some of these people that they got rid of, are they liabilities? Are they restructuring how they're going to pay people? Are they restructuring all the techniques that they use? All right. You know, some jobs, some companies actually they'll get rid of 2 employees to get the 3rd employee to do more work. All right, to try to save money. It comes at their bottom line, however they want to phrase it. It comes down to the same thing. It's always about money. I just don't think DC. You know, my pipe dream, McFarlane could take over the comic books, lease out the company. If they're not interested, because I doubt very highly they're going to sell the movie rights to anybody. That would be just dumb. But dumb things happen. If McFarlane could take over the company, or Marvel, that would be awesome. I could see Image trying to wiggle their way in there, you know, because McFarlane's in there with those toys. They didn't get rid of him. All right, just throwing that out there. They didn't get rid of Todd McFarlane. Jim Lee's there. I don't know. As long as they keep making my books. One guy made an interesting point. He goes, "They make too many Batman books." All right. It's the fans' fault for buying the Batman books. You know, we're condoning it by buying it. All right, but I don't know. I doubt it's Batman's fault. All right, he pays the bills. You got to have a certain kind of revenue that's guaranteed to pay the bills, and I can't blame them for Batman. But what I would like to see is, like I said, use those other characters. They don't have to be long story arcs. They could just be 6-issue miniseries. All right, volume 1, volume 2. How many volumes they got of the Punisher, for Christ's sake? All right, you could put multiple volumes out, and if you get too many volumes under the same name, you just throw War Journal in it like they did with the Punisher. That way, it's back to volume 1. All right, new readers. My granddaughter watches Stargirl, and you know, I gave it a shot with her, you know, because she's a big fan of Supergirl. So we gave Stargirl a try, and I was pleasantly surprised how good it is. It's a good show. The girl that plays Stargirl does a great job. All right, but they have all these characters that have been in sleeper mode. Maybe they're coming back with them. I hope so, because to me, it's a waste. I think they're going to reboot it after the Metal series is over, and maybe have something else directly after that. I don't do a lot of snooping around for news. All right, as far as I don't do what's coming out 3 months from now. I like to be surprised when I walk in the store. My comic book store does a nice job. They send me an email of that next week's, and I put my stuff on it, and generally 9 times out of 10, I get books I want. All right, I do pretty good in variants. All right, got my there, got my Robin King. Got another one back there somewhere. I just don't know where I put it. But you know, you hope for the best for these companies. All right, I'm trying. I was told I had to diversify. All right, I was getting a little burnt out on Batman, so I'm trying to get back into some of the titles that I knew from my original collection. Spider-Man being one of them, Captain America, Captain Marvel. DC's got the same characters. All right, they could do a better job of promoting some of the smaller titles. Like I said, even if it's a one-shot, if it's just to keep them out there. And I honestly believe, don't put so many characters in a single book. It gets confusing, and nobody gets any quality time. All right? Keep it minimal. Like, showcase somebody in particular. Not everything to do with the Justice League has got to be friggin' Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. All right? That's where I'll agree with that guy. All right? You could do just a Justice League book, two issues in a row of a story where it's just one of the other Justice Leaguers. And does everything have to be the world is falling? I got a bone to pick them about that issue 50 too, because did anybody read issue 50? I got it here somewhere. I don't know if it's right here or not. Let me see. No, it's here somewhere. Issue 50 of the Justice League. Both companies have done crap like this. Did anybody take a look at the way they drew the mask on Wonder Woman? It looks like a friggin' bug. That book from the start to the finish, I did not like. I disagree with the quality that was coming out of that book beforehand. That's how you lose readers. All right, because it's 50th double-sized issue. I think it's a double-sized. All right, it was $6.99, something like that, and it was like the way they used to do the annuals. They used to charge more for the annuals, but the stories in the annuals were always garbage. All right, if you're gonna do a 50th book, why would you do something like that? Back to the editors. Maybe this is how the editors lose their jobs. All right. I don't think DC is going anywhere. I was looking at comments on some of the other videos where people were wishing for the company to die. And Rob Liefeld, that guy's stupid. Didn't seem to mind them too much when they were paying him to do Superman variants. All right. But why would you wish a company like that to go away? Kids really do enjoy these hobbies outside of grown-ups with their investment, speculating, and all that other stuff. My grandson eats these characters up. He loves them. I get him the figures, the legends, and he's got the DC ones, and he loves them. Loves them. All right, these characters can be around for a very long time, and every generation deserves to know these characters. Why would you wish the company to die and burn and whatever else you want to phrase? All right, Marvel and DC are very important to the next generation. You know, I wish them both to be here. I just wish they put out better books. All right, better books. The characters are fine. Rate them better. Rate them at. I said it in the other video. When you break a run-up, you have one guy do it and another guy do it. Very rarely does it ever match the prior books. It's like nobody did their research or the editor slacked. All right. The books should run like imagine if you were watching one of the Netflix shows and they changed the way it's done after 6 episodes. All right, totally threw everything in a bunch. Like my wife watches that one show on Disney app, Once Upon a Time, and I think it was like the last season. She enjoyed the whole thing all the way up to the last season. The last season, they changed everything. All right, and made it too far out there. It was too different than the prior seasons, and she stopped watching it. All right, DC is very guilty of that. All right, said it before, say it again, and I'll say it more than once, and I'll say it more than 10 times. Stick one writer on a book. All right, Bendis to me is a great writer, but he bores me with Superman. That guy he created, the Belvazar, wherever he was, I can't remember that dude's name, that he fought when Superman fought when he took over the book. That lasted way too long. Way too long. That was so weird in the way they got rid of Superman's father. Don't care who you are. That's your dad. You're not going to let that happen. All right, regardless of what he did, you're not going to let that happen to your dad. All right, they could have done something with that character, and they didn't. And I think Bendis is too worried about pushing his creative right characters, the ones that he has the rights to, instead of pushing the one that he said he had to climb a mountain. All right, well, you went up the mountain. It's instead of taking it like an adventure, like climbing, scaling the mountain, he took the staircase and he just climbed up the staircase. He just walked up a stair. That's all he did. He didn't do anything adventurous. He didn't create nothing new. I seen the pullout on his upcoming stuff, the House of Kent stuff, and all that other. All right, I'll wait. I'll judge, and maybe I hope I like it. But if you want to lose readers, keep switching up those writers, because one writer to another writer, I'm going to do it better than that guy, and I'm going to disregard everything he did. And, put some books out that are damn interesting. Screw the politics, all right? Screw gimmicks. Like one guy was saying, he goes, Marvel outsells DC. All right, look at the way Marvel sells their books with the variants. The 1 of 25, the 1 of 50, the 1 of 100, incentive covers, all that stuff. All right, I guarantee you there's a lot of A covers that get bought by Marvel that never get sold, that wind up at the comic book show in a 50-cent box or a $1 box. All right, You cannot to compare the two companies in sales because their bottom line, how they do it, is different. All right, comic book stores are required, if they want that variant, they have to buy a lot more books. So the books in general as a whole, they don't distinguish A cover to B cover to C cover in sales margins. They just give you sales margins. All right, so you can't compare the two with the sales because the sales are diluted because you're watering it down by making them order more cover A's to get to the variants. I like the variants. I'm not going to go crazy. I'm not going to spend a lot of money on them. If I can snag them, I snag them. If I don't, I'm not spending $100 on a variant cover that this time next year is going to be in a dollar box. You know, it just doesn't make sense. Don't worry about Marvel. Don't worry about DC. You hope for the companies to burn because you like the other one. Stupid. All right. Marvel has nothing to do with how DC does their business. DC has nothing to do with how Marvel does their business. All right. And they should worry about putting out the content that they can do. If you're worrying about the other guy, you're not going to do your job correctly. All right.